Hey everyone, this is Lucy from KBeautyHobbit.com. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. It is time for another nail tutorial. Today is going to be a little bit different. Not only are we going to learn how to apply these nails, and I'll talk how they wear. These are the Veda Tinda brand. But also we're going to discuss a problematic nail MLM called Red Aspen. I'll kind of tell you why I think it's problematic. We'll go over some of their income disclosures and things like that. So this will be kind of a chatty tutorial. In the spirit of full disclosure, I do have to mention that I have done a sponsored Instagram review for this brand before, this Veda Tinda. This video, however, is not sponsored, but you do get a benefit of me having tried and worn these before, so I can actually tell you how they wear and how they last and not just show you how to apply them. This is what you get. You get nails here. There are 2 in each section, which is nice because once you know your size, it's right there. You get the second one of that size right away without having to search for it. They're numbered 0 through 11. Then you get a little prep kit with an alcohol wipe, a little nail file, and an orange stick. That's plastic, not wood. I prefer plastic because the wood ones tend to split. Perhaps my favorite part of this set, and probably why these last so much better for me than any other nail brand, is the fact that they include a full-size bottle of nail glue instead of one of those little squeezy tubes that most glue-on nails have. Prep is the most important part of any nail application. I always make sure that my nails and hands are clean and dry. They often look dry in the videos. The skin looks dry because I don't moisturize before putting my nails on. It's just all in the name of longevity of the manicure. You can definitely do whatever you feel is right. I don't cut my cuticles or remove them in any way. I just push them back with a metal cuticle pusher. This is not part of the kit, but they're inexpensive. They last forever. So it's definitely worth buying one, in my opinion, if you're going to be doing nails at home. Let's talk about Red Aspen. This is something that was not even on my radar at all until one of my friends mentioned it. I wrote it down. I thought, oh yeah, that's interesting. I'll look into that. Then she mentioned it again. And I thought, that sounds kind of familiar. I went through my video ideas list that I keep on my notepad, and sure enough, I already had it written down, so I thought, okay, I really do need to look into them. I'm going to be picking nail sizing now. I like to pick everything out first, align them up in order before I start applying. The key with any press-on type nail, including these, is not to just put it down like this on your nail bed, but also press it down slightly because these are curved. These are not super curved, but they're still curved. And when you're applying them with glue, you will be pressing down, and that makes the nail spread. And so this one looks okay if I don't push on it. It looks like it's my size, but when I press down on it and it spreads, I can feel it digging into the skin on the sides of my nail, and that tells me it's too big. So this one is too big, the size 1. Red Aspen is an MLM, so it's a multi-level marketing company, and what makes a multi-level marketing company is the fact that reps make more money by recruiting other team members than by selling the product. A lot of the time people refer to them as pyramid schemes, but any nail rep or any rep for an MLM will tell you, of course, that pyramid schemes are illegal, as if having something be illegal automatically makes people not do it. Last I checked, lots of crimes, all of the crimes are illegal, and yet they still happen every day. I've been looking at Red Aspen's nails specifically. They call them nail dashes. I have not tried them, and reps always, in all of my anti-MLM videos, somebody will always come up and say, oh, well, you can't criticize a company. You haven't even tried the product. The product is not the issue with most MLMs. Sure, some of them have subpar products, but some of them have good products. But that's not the actual issue. The issue is the predatory nature of the so-called business opportunity, where people are lured in under false pretenses of great residual income and working in the pockets of time and all these things, and then they start actually working or trying to work in pockets of time, and their uplines, the people who recruited them, will tell them, well, you only get out what you put into it, and are you making this a priority? And it's the narrative switches. It's this bait and switch, and it's terrible. I looked online on the Red Aspen website under their kind of promoter ambassador page, and it looks like you have two options of becoming a promoter. You can become a brand ambassador for $50. You get a little kit with lashes, nail dashes, and beauty products. You get branded accessories, a custom website link, digital marketing tools, access to their training, and you make 25 to 35% commission on your sales. Or you can become a more traditional affiliate, which is kind of what I do with Dashing Diva, let's say, where I buy my own stuff with my own money. I post about it. If I like it, I will include an affiliate link or code, and then if somebody purchases from that link or with my code, I make a little kickback. You make 10 to 15% commission through that, and then you can earn free products, get a custom website link still, digital marketing tools, and the access to their training. This one sounds like it is free, but you also don't get a starter kit or anything else. I went through all the nails here. I lined them up from thumb to pinky, and then for the other hand as well. It's a little bit off screen. If I'm going to be doing these all the time, I still have one more kit of these. It's not a bad idea to either write down the sizing you're using or take a picture or something like that so that it's less of a guessing game next time. However, it really didn't take me that long to do that. I usually do all the sizing off screen, but since we're chatting about Red Aspen, I did it on screen this time. I can use the prep pad that came with Veda Tinda, but I didn't remember that it came with one, so I already prepared my alcohol prep pad, and I don't want to open that little application kit because I have all the tools anyways. So I'm going to just degrease my nails here. I have been watching a ton of Red Aspen reps videos on TikTok as part of research for this video, and I will have to say that the tips that they're offering do sound really good. And of course, my problem with MLMs isn't necessarily with the reps. In fact, I don't really know reps, and I don't really care what they do or what kind of people they are. The problem is the business structure and how predatory it is. That doesn't mean they don't have good tips. I used to do Jamboree for years, which was one of the first nail MLMs here in the United States, back when you couldn't just go to the store and buy Dashing Diva stickers, you couldn't just get a horror stickers. So Jamboree was one of the first products like that I've ever tried that actually worked. Again, the product was not the issue. And I learned tons of tips by being in Jamboree that I still use now. So again, the tips can be good. The business opportunity, not so much. I prep the nails by just wiping them with an alcohol wipe. I already cut mine down as low as I can without causing any pain or damage to my nails. The reason I trim mine down all the way like that is because I really don't like the feeling or the look of having my natural nail under the overhang of the fake nail. So this is just my personal preference. I don't think you have to do that unless your natural nails are longer than the fake nail, but you know, you try and see what works best for you. I saw that a lot of people with Red Aspen will rough up the nails with a nail file. I don't want to do that. My nails are ridged and they're already pretty thin just from the way that they are, not from using nail products. So I don't want to thin them out anymore. I usually don't have any issues with press-ons or glue-ons lasting on me for about a week, and that's all I really need out of them. I don't need 2 weeks out of press-on nails. They also recommend dehydrating them or drying them out with acetone. Again, not going to do that, but I thought I'd mention that in case it helps somebody else in your press-on, glue-on nail process. Now for the nail glue. This is so much easier than doing a dropper nail glue situation because I always get that all over. You can apply this to both the nail, your nail, and the fake nail. I do just my nail, and I've done it like that now with these nails with this brand, the Veda Tinda, just fine. I had no issues whatsoever. I try to cover the entire nail surface without going overboard, without touching the skin. You want enough glue, but not so much that it's going to spill out of the edges when you're pressing on your nail. And here's the most nerve-wracking part. Apply it at 45-degree angle, so tilt the nail a little bit toward your nail bed. Then press down firmly. This is something I learned from a Red Aspen rep. You push down and don't rock side to side. Apparently, she or somebody else in Red Aspen tested this pushing down or rocking from side to side with semi-translucent or transparent see-through nails, And they could see that by rocking your thumb from side to side while applying pressure, it actually pushed air bubbles into the glue, which will obviously affect longevity. So they're recommending to just apply firm pressure without squeezing too hard. You don't want to be squeezing glue out the sides. You're not trying to really press the fake nail into your nail bed. You're trying to apply even pressure to distribute the glue evenly and create a good seal so that moisture does not get under there. I did find a few TikToks and a few articles of people having green nails, fungus, from press-ons. Now, it made it sound like it was a red aspen issue, but upon a little bit further research, it really looks like it can happen with any press-on nails if they're not adhering to your nail bed well enough and water gets under there. So it doesn't sound like it's a red aspen specific issue, these green nails, but I thought I'd mention that. So definitely do a good job creating a seal. This has never ever happened to me. Again, I don't keep press-on nails on for longer than 10 days at max. Maybe that's the magic, that I take them off fairly soon. I don't keep them for 2 weeks. Okay, there it is. It looks really good. I love this brand. They're a little bit longer than what I would normally go for with my natural nails. If you've seen any of my other nail videos, or if you've seen my Dashing Diva magic press application videos, I go for basically the shortest available, but this is a little bit longer. However, when I did my red set of these for the sponsored review, they lasted so well and they did not interfere at all with my daily life, even with this length. So for me, this works okay. I'm guessing you could probably trim them. You could probably use clippers and maybe file the edge, but I'm not sure how good that would look if you did that. So I'm going to leave the shape as is. And it feels really nice and secure. It is definitely my size. Nothing is digging into the sides. My natural nail is not sticking out from the sides either. And it looks pretty good. I even put it on straight. Check that out. While I'm applying the rest of these in the similar fashion as I showed, let's talk a little bit more about why I find MLM so problematic. And if you really want a lot of questionable entertainment, go to my Anti-MLM deep dive video. Atomy is a Korean skincare and supplements MLM. Read the comments. There are so many, let's say, passionate Atomy members who are just arguing until they're blue in the face with me about how fantastic Atomy is, how I don't know what the heck I'm talking about, how having an MBA definitely did not make me good at research, and all these things. It's fantastic. But they just keep skirting around the fact that the official statistics from the FTC, from them looking at income disclosures for various MLMs, show that over 90%, as high as 99% of reps in MLMs either make no money or they lose money. As a reminder, income disclosures in the United States are voluntary and they're not regulated in any way. So every company gets to choose what they put on that income disclosure. A lot of the reps will say, well, of course, the income disclosure doesn't look that good because people don't work hard. There's so many reps who just join for a personal discount and they don't want to sell and they never wanted to sell. Okay, great. Since it is voluntary reporting, why wouldn't the company exclude those and say, hey, we excluded hobbyists. We excluded people who just joined for personal discount. They could do that. They have all the data on their reps. I'm guessing it doesn't make the numbers look any better, and they would lose that argument. And that's why the companies don't exclude the hobbyists or the kidnappers is another term for that. Looking at Red Aspen income disclosure specifically, 25% of their reps, or the brand ambassadors is what they call them, 25% have been in business on average 9.5 months and make $0. Now, keep in mind, these numbers here, this $0 reported, that's before you consider business expenses. And the kit itself costs $49. Of course, any Red Aspen fan, any current rep will say, yeah, but You can't count the kit as an expense. Look at all this stuff you're getting. Okay, great. But you do have to count that as a business expense because that is part of your cost of joining Red Aspen. So yes, you do have to count that as a business expense. Then 36% make between 1 penny and $100. That's annual income range. That's terrible. And then 10% make between 100 and 200, 13% make between 200 and 500. So well over 80% of Red Aspen brand ambassadors make $500 or below a year. And these are averages. And averages are skewed by just the nature of how an average is calculated. If there are two people, one makes $0 and another makes $10,000, on average, they each make $5,000. But that's not a representative number of what an average, a truly average brand ambassador will actually make. And again, this is before taxes, this is before expenses. When I was in Jamboree, I didn't have a ton of extra expenses, but I did have some. I don't remember if I had to pay for a website. I feel like I maybe didn't, but I was still buying products for personal use because how would you ever showcase and sell nails without wearing some and without trying them? And then, of course, as Jamboree kept releasing new things like gels and all these things, they wouldn't give them to the reps for free. You had to buy them, you had to try them to be able to advertise them. And then there's the fact that you're on social media all the time. You are sacrificing your free time and using that to basically be a free marketer, unpaid marketing person for the brand. You don't get paid unless you recruit or sell. Those are the only two income generating activities that you have. Everything else is just you trying to recruit or sell. Unless they're part of the TikTok's Creator Fund, the people whose videos I watched, the Red Aspen reps whose videos I watched on TikTok, did not make a penny. Not from Red Aspen anyway, for the videos that they put out. And the production value is pretty good in my opinion. They did a great job. It was very detailed, kind of what I'm doing right now with good close-ups, with nice quality of video, with voiceovers, all these things. And Red Aspen isn't paying them a penny for that. Not unless this video results in a recruitment or a sale. And here's another huge issue with MLMs, the biggest issue with MLMs that I have actually. If you are just going to be a salesperson, a brand ambassador, you don't want to build a team. This, by the way, is right from the Red Aspen website, and I will put a link in the description box to the source document. But if you just want to be a brand ambassador, you have no sales goals personally, so you don't have to hit a sales minimum, and you make 25% on every sale. So on $12 nails, how many of those do you have to sell to make $25,000 a year income? You do the math. That's a lot of nail dashes, okay? Now, if you want to get into the 35% commission, which is their top sales executive, or even a 27% commission or 30%, now you have team building requirements. So here's the brand ambassador, no requirements for active legs, so that would be like your recruits. No requirements for personal volume. The next step up as a brand leader, you have to have personal volume, so your personal sales of 120. Sometimes it's $1 to $1 for point, sometimes not. So it could be $120 in personal sales, or it could be 120 points. I don't know. I didn't read every single word of the compensation plan, but still, you have a goal. Let's say it's $120, so that would be 10 packs of nail dashes at $12. Can you consistently sell 10 packages of these a month? I don't know. I couldn't with Jamboree. So that's where people a lot of the times will buy themselves under their own website to hit the quota so that they can get better commission. You need one active leg, one recruit, and you make 3% off of your recruits here. And then it just goes on from there, up. And if we just did some math, it's very quick to see that the real way and the only way to make real money in Red Aspen, just like any other MLM, is to recruit. Recruit. Starting with a level 3 senior brand leader, you now have group volume requirements, meaning your team needs to have a sales minimum, not just you. And then of course your own personal volume keeps climbing up and up and up and up as well as you move up the ranks. I finished the 4 fingers on my one hand. I'm going to leave the thumb bare. That's on purpose. I do thumbs last because I'm going to need this thumb to push on this hand for these nails. So I'm going to keep that bare. If you did put a nail on it, you could still do the pushing and stuff. It's just not as comfy. So I'm going to do thumbs last. I did not start out disliking MLMs. In fact, I've been in 2 of them. I have videos about each one. I started out with Mary Kay, and with that I had full buy-in, as in I really, really thought, hey, I can make something out of this. I could maybe have this be my career. I could build a Mary Kay empire. I could quit traditional job that I didn't like, which was in sales already. I worked in banking, but there was a big sales component there. I thought, hey, I can do this. This is going to be fantastic. I really, really bought into it big time. And it didn't pan out. That did not make me bitter toward MLMs though. I thought, well, the market wasn't right. I didn't do the right things. Because a lot of the times when people like me put out anti-MLM content, they get 2 types of pushback from MLM reps. Pushback number 1, you've never tried it, you don't know. But if you did try it and you're no longer an MLM. Pushback number 2 is, well, you are just bitter because you were not successful. Okay, but what about people who were successful and still quit? I just read this book that came out recently called Hey Hun, and it was written by a person who climbed to the top, tippity top of Rodan and Fields, which is a skincare MLM, and she still quit. And the book is fantastic. It's a quick read or a quick listen. I did an audiobook from Audible. It's very eye-opening. I already knew a lot of these things because I am an avid consumer of anti-MLM content on YouTube, and I was into MLMs like I mentioned. But especially if you're new to the topic, it's a great, very engaging, very easy to listen to book. And again, this person who wrote it, she did climb all the way to the top. And it was still so problematic that she quit. There's so many problems with MLMs, the toxic positivity, the gaslighting, the bait and switch, with the pitches of, oh, work in the pockets of time, it can be so easy, it's residual income, yada, 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 and then people join, and then they get this whole, you're not working hard enough, this business is what you make it, etc., and then they just label anybody who doesn't support them a hater. And like I showed already, the commission rates, if you're not climbing the ranks, if you're just on the bottom level, you're just a distributor without a team, the commission rates on these fairly okay price products, $12 a box, that's pretty on par with other brands that are not MLMs, but you're not going to make a great income making 20% commission on $12 nails. And I'm focusing on the nails with this website, with the Red Aspen company, because nails is what I know better. Nails is what Red Aspen is most known for, not their lashes and not their skincare. And we see this with a lot of MLMs. Dashing Diva did the same thing before they got acquired by another company, that they will try and expand outside of their area of expertise into new product lines, and I think that's just in attempts to get more business or to stay afloat. Because Dashing Diva did something similar. They had these nail stickers that were fantastic, they were great, everybody loved them, but then they started to do supplements, and then they started to do gels, and then they did another line of gel called Color Cure that was making people's nails peel off, and then they had to do a recall on those. It was this whole huge mess. So I focused on the nails because that's my primary area of interest, and the nails themselves don't look bad. They look fine. I do like that they come in half sizes, or based on what the reps are saying, so they're a little bit more customizable to people's nail beds, and then they're supposedly reusable, although I personally, anytime I've tried to reuse a press-on nail, I just did not find it worth my time, because the removal process has to be not just gentle on your nail, but gentle on the press-on nail, and it just takes too much time. Another cool thing I learned from the reps that I'm not actually going to use, but I thought I'd share, is something they call a double glue method. that's when they brush on the glue onto the nail, but then use the little dropper glue bottle, because Red Aspen nails come with both, I guess. Or maybe they just come with a dropper and then they sell the glue separately, the brush on one. But you can brush on the glue on the nail like I am doing, and then put a little drop of the glue on your fake nail, and then press them together like I'm doing here. And that supposedly creates the best seal and kind of the longest wear. I think with my very questionable dexterity, I would probably put too much glue on and have it spilling out the sides. But still, I picked up good tips from these reps, and I thought the tips were worth sharing. However, I don't think the business opportunity is worth it at all, especially since by its nature, it would limit you to pretty much just using that brand, even though you don't have to do that when you're in MLMs. I mean, most MLMs will not tell you that, hey, you can only use my brand. But when you're selling something and you're telling your audience, this is the best, this is the best, this is the best, wouldn't it be kind of weird to also then be using Dashing Diva, let's say, or using Veda Tinda, or using Ahora, or using Naillog, or using any of those other brands? And by the way, while $12 is not a bad price, or it seems to be pretty much on par with other stick-on, glue-on brands, my favorite brand of just peel and stick, no glue nails, the Dashing Diva Magic Press, you can get those for $5 on clearance during their specials. So, I don't know, $12 is not that attractive of a price. I'm going to do my thumbs now. I will say that putting that constant pressure without rocking back and forth is working really well for me today when I'm applying these, because a couple of times in the past I've had a little bit of glue spillage off to the side, and if you are rocking back and forth your thumb while you're applying pressure and a little bit of glue spills, that little bit of glue gets on your thumb, the one you're pressing with, and then it gets on top of the nail, the fake nail, and then you have this glue smudge, which is not easy to remove. I was not successful in trying to remove it when I was doing that with static nails, and what I ended up doing to hide it was just painting that nail with a clear cure top coat and then curing it to make it look smooth again. But it was an optional kind of extra step that I don't want to take this time. So I did have a little spillage of glue on one of my nails today here as I was doing this. I felt that glue on my thumb, on the pressing thumb, the top thumb, but because I wasn't rocking back and forth, no glue got on the nail. So thank you, Red Aspen reps, for your tips. But that doesn't mean that this MLM is a good opportunity. And if my Atomy video is any indication of the way that reps defend the MLM, I think something like that will probably happen with this video as well. And I just want to tell you, if you are a Red Aspen rep and you are just ready, your fingers are screaming to start typing how ridiculous this video is in the comments, just pause for a second, because unless you can show me a different income disclosure, which you can't, that shows that the majority of the people in Red Aspen make money, it is still a crap business opportunity. Okay, I am not here to talk about the merits of the nails or how great they are or how fantastic the sizing is or how well they last or any of that. That is a separate topic. Red Aspen does not just position itself as a nail brand, as a manicure product. They position themselves as a business opportunity. That's what makes them different from Dashing Diva, from Ahora, from any other brand that you can just buy. So, when the income disclosure is clearly showing me that the income opportunity part of this brand is crap, I'm sorry, I really don't care how great the nail is, okay? I really don't care. And I'm extra riled up today because I keep seeing MLM reps, not naming any specific names, using their MLMs to sort of under false pretenses come off as these fantastic, I don't know, philanthropists, let's say. Okay, I've seen this so many times where some MLM, or all of them, will learn of a disease, a natural disaster, some tragedy, and they will come on the back of that and say, I'm doing a fundraiser in honor of this foundation or this whatever, this tragedy, this person, or this natural disaster, and I will be donating all of my commission or part of my commission or part of my sales to the cause. Look how great I am. Yeah, okay, even if you donate all of your commission to the cause, you are still having all those sales count as your PV and as your group volume. You are still benefiting. You want to do something philanthropic, something to help people, hold a fundraiser without attaching it to an MLM, to your own sales goals. If somebody is hosting a fundraiser like that for another MLM that they're not part of, most likely they themselves are getting hostess rewards from that party, because that's how fundraisers are typically set up in MLMs. How do I know that? I was into MLMs. Have I done something like that myself? Yes, I have. Do I feel bad about it? Yes, I do. But you know what? You do better when you learn better. I've held a couple of fundraisers where I've donated all of my commission and sometimes donated hostess rewards as well, but still, did they help me rank up? Did they help me meet my PV? Yes, they did. And I didn't even think at the time that I was doing anything wrong, because my uplines were doing it and everybody was doing it, and it was presented as this fantastic charitable thing, and it absolutely was not. True charity is not driven by personal gain, and it wasn't necessarily driven by personal gain for me when I set it up, but looking back at it, I did benefit from it. I did. There's no denying that. So it just really drives me nuts when people do that. At the same time, I have to give them grace and remember that I used to do that myself as well, but that does not make it right. This is the final look. I really like how these turned out. For me, this is one step kind of manicure, shaping everything all at once. I checked their website just now. These retail for $10, which is not bad in my opinion. I'm not going to try and reuse them. If you wanted to reuse press-on nails, it sounds like the way to do that is to remove them by soaking your hands in warm, soapy water with some olive oil, preferably, soaking them for a long time, half an hour or longer, and then removing the nails. And it sounds like most Red Aspen reps that I hear recommending reusing nails, they don't do anything to remove the glue off of the fake nail at all. They take it off of their natural nail, obviously. I've tried this kind of removal method with another brand of nails, with the most expensive press-on brand of nails that I've tried that retail for $30. I'll do a video on those. And it was just too much work for me. It's too much mental pressure for me to try and take off nails without damaging them. Plus, after wearing something for 10 days, usually I can see a little bit of wear and tear, maybe a scuff somewhere. Nothing major, but they don't feel brand new anymore, and I just don't want to reapply them. So this is how they turned out. I really like them. Like I said, these last really well for me for at least a week. I think it was longer last time. I've only worn these once before, the red color, so this is only my second time, but the application was really easy. The brush-on nail glue makes a huge difference, and I also really like that you can literally stick this in your purse if you want, and then if you have a little mishap at work with something popping off, I haven't had that happen with these nails, but I did with another brand, just brush this on, press it back down, good to go. No big deal. So I really like that this brand, for the $10, you get the nails and the glue. And the glue itself, typically, if you were to buy like a Kiss brand online on Amazon, I think it's about $5 for a little bottle. So you could buy separately brush-on glue to use with another brand of press-ons that maybe comes with one of those little squeezy tubes that I don't like. As always, you can check out my nails playlist for more tutorials. Not all of them are this chatty. Actually, none of them are this chatty, with one exception of when Dashing Diva tried to become an MLM. I have a couple chatty videos about that, part 1 and part 2. So check those out if you like anti-MLM content, or I have an anti-MLM playlist with my Mary Kay video, with my Jamboree video, with my Atomy video, and then with this one. You can find me on Instagram at KBeautyHobbit, my blog KBeautyHobbit.com, and in my private Facebook group, Korean Beauty Fanatics. We are at almost 87,000 members now, which is amazing. So if you're not there, please come join. And you can look at all of my nail content in my nails highlight on Instagram at KBeautyHobbit. So thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you liked going down the little rabbit hole of MLMs with me. If you have any questions or comments or your own experience with MLMs, leave me a comment. If you have another nail brand suggestion that I should try, also please let me know. But I hope to see you in my next video. And until then, please remember to always listen to your skin. Thank you so much. Bye.